What if the most romantic couples in Hollywood history were completely fake? Behind the golden glamour, some of the biggest stars were living a dangerous double life, and the studios knew everything. These weren't love stories. They were contracts. Lavender marriages were secret arrangements to hide celebrities' sexuality at a time when being gay could destroy your career or land you in prison. Today we're uncovering which iconic couples were actually lavender marriages and the heartbreaking real lives hidden behind those perfect smiles. Rock Hudson and Phyllis Gates, 1955-1958. This marriage is frequently brought up in conversations about lavender marriages, though neither Rock Hudson nor Phyllis Gates ever publicly described it in those terms during their lifetimes. By 1955, Hudson had established himself as one of Hollywood's most bankable romantic leading men. His public image was carefully managed by the powerful studio system. On November 9, 1955, he married Phyllis Gates, previously a secretary for his agent Henry Wilson in Santa Barbara, California. The newlyweds honeymooned briefly in Jamaica before returning to a life already shaped by Hollywood's demands and pressures. The marriage unraveled quickly. The couple separated in 1957. Gates later wrote that during a period when she was seriously ill with infectious hepatitis, Hudson had essentially abandoned her for months while filming on location in Italy. She filed for divorce in April 1958, citing mental cruelty. Hudson did not contest the filing, and the divorce was finalized later that year. Contemporary accounts consistently describe a union defined by emotional distance, prolonged absences, and the relentless machinery of image control, a marriage lived largely in the shadow of Hollywood's golden age expectations. Rudolph Valentino and Jean Acker, 1919-1922. Rudolph Valentino's first marriage remains one of the strangest and most debated unions of the silent film era, a case where legend and documented fact have long blurred together. Valentino married actress Jean Acker on November 6, 1919. What followed quickly became Hollywood folklore. The most frequently repeated story holds that Acker locked Valentino out of their hotel room on their very wedding night. Whether entirely accurate or embellished over time, what is not disputed is that the two separated almost immediately, never establishing anything resembling a conventional domestic life together. The legal dissolution played out slowly through the early 1920s, with divorce proceedings spread across that period, the exact timeline varying depending on which sources one consults. Later historians have noted that Acker moved within social circles where same-sex relationships existed privately well outside public view. This context doesn't establish motive definitively, but helps explain why scholars continue discussing this union as a collision between private reality and the enormous weight of public expectation and studio pressure in early Hollywood. Alla Nazimova and Charles Bryant, 1912-1925. Alla Nazimova's long public partnership with Charles Bryant stands as one of the most frequently cited early examples in lavender marriage literature, best understood precisely as a sustained public arrangement designed to protect reputation and career during a deeply unforgiving era. The picture is complicated by Nazimova's personal history. She had been legally married earlier to Sergei Golovin, a fact she kept carefully hidden. Beginning around 1912, she presented Bryant as her husband, and the two were widely accepted as a married couple while collaborating closely on professional projects. Meanwhile, historical accounts indicate Nazimova's private life included meaningful relationships with women. The arrangement collapsed publicly in November 1925 when Bryant married Marjorie Gilhooly in Connecticut and listed his marital status as single. Press attention followed swiftly, and the resulting scandal proved severely damaging at a moment when Nazimova's finances and career were already under considerable strain. The episode illustrates sharply how precarious these carefully maintained public stories could be. One exposed detail was enough to unravel years of constructed narrative. Niels Astor and Vivian Duncan, 1930-1932. Swedish actor Niels Astor, sometimes nicknamed the male Greta Garbo, entered a brief, highly publicized marriage with vaudeville performer Vivian Duncan in 1930. Some later writers have discussed the union in the broader context of lavender marriages, though private motivations cannot be established with certainty. The two married in Reno, Nevada on August 1, 1930, and the wedding was promptly reported in the press. The relationship became tabloid material, almost immediately described as stormy from virtually the beginning. Despite the turbulence, the couple had one daughter, Evelyn Rosetta Duncan Astor, born January 29, 1931, in Bavaria. The marriage ended in divorce in 1932, lasting barely 2 years. Its brevity, combined with intense tabloid coverage, has made it a frequently referenced case in discussions of how the early studio era handled the intersection of image management and private life. Later biographers have written about Astor's sexuality in ways that add further context, though the inner workings of the marriage itself remain, as with many relationships of that period, ultimately a matter of interpretation. Janet Gaynor and Adrian, 1939-1959. Janet Gaynor's marriage to legendary Hollywood costume designer Adrian Bourne Gilbert Adrian Greenberg is among the most frequently cited lavender marriage examples, carrying one distinction that sets it apart: it lasted. For 2 full decades, the partnership held together in a way most comparable arrangements simply did not. The two married on August 14, 1939, and remained together until Adrian's death on September 13, 1959. During those 20 years, they had one son, Robin Bourne, July 6, 1940, maintaining a thoroughly conventional public image during a period of intense Hollywood scrutiny. Some biographers describe Adrian as gay and suggest he was known as such within certain Hollywood circles, while discussion of Gaynor's own sexuality rests more on interpretation than documented fact. What most accounts agree on is that the marriage appeared built on mutual understanding, deep companionship, and a shared commitment to privacy. Its remarkable longevity makes it one of the most compelling illustrations of how an unconventional arrangement could still be emotionally sustaining and quietly fulfilling behind an outwardly traditional facade. Marlene Dietrich and Rudolf Sieber, 1923-1976. Marlene Dietrich married Rudolf Sieber on May 17, 1923, and the two remained legally married until his death on June 24, 1976. A bond spanning more than 50 years, making it one of the longest-lasting unions of its kind from the Hollywood era. Unlike many marriages, historians link primarily to studio pressure. This one is more often described by biographers as open and pragmatic, shaped by mutual understanding rather than exclusively by outside forces. Dietrich's relationships with both men and women are extensively documented, and many accounts make clear that Sieber was far more aware of his wife's private life than the public ever was. For much of their adult lives, the two lived largely separately, yet the legal bond remained intact, providing stability and continuity that suited them both. Their daughter, Maria Elizabeth Sieber, later known professionally as Maria Riva, was born on December 13, 1924. Their marriage illustrates that not every unconventional Hollywood union was manufactured by a studio. Some were quietly and deliberately designed by the people themselves, built to last, and last it did. Cole Porter and Linda Lee Thomas, 1919-1954. Cole Porter married Linda Lee Thomas in Paris on December 18, 1919, and the two remained married until Linda's death in 1954. A partnership spanning 35 years, widely regarded as one of the most genuinely affectionate, unconventional unions of the entire era. Porter's sexuality was well understood within certain elite circles, and many biographers argue that Linda was aware of this before agreeing to marry him. Rather than causing friction, that shared understanding appears to have formed part of the foundation on which the marriage was built, consistently described as warm, loyal, and rooted in companionship and mutual respect. The emotional depth of the arrangement became most visible in 1937 when Porter suffered a catastrophic horse riding accident that left him in chronic pain for the rest of his life. Linda devoted years to his care and recovery, a commitment that spoke clearly to the genuine bond between them. In Lavender marriage discussions, this union is frequently held up as one of the most honest examples, not engineered as a studio convenience, but chosen deliberately by two people seeking stability and shelter from an era that punished those who lived outside its accepted boundaries. Angela Lansbury and Richard Cromwell, 1945-1946. Angela Lansbury married actor Richard Cromwell on September 27, 1945, when she was just 19 years old. The marriage was brief. She filed for divorce within a year, and the decree was granted on September 11, 1946, closing the union after less than 12 months. What makes this case particularly valuable is that Lansbury herself eventually spoke about it with striking candor. Decades later, she stated directly that Cromwell was gay, framing the marriage not as deliberate deception, but as a youthful mistake made by a very young woman navigating enormous social pressure with limited experience to guide her. Her willingness to address it openly gave historians something rare, a first-hand account from inside the arrangement itself. Because Lansbury spoke so directly, and because the timeline is clear and compressed, this case is regularly included in Lavender marriage discussions as a well-documented example of how rigid mid-century expectations pushed young stars toward outwardly respectable choices that were emotionally unsustainable from the start. A quieter story than most, but an honest one.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. See you in the next one.